Sun Devil, man!
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Playmaker. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Bench on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls up and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
Now everything's reset beautifully. Welcome into Friday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch, my friends. And yes, it is a beautiful Friday. Yes, we always honor the late great Pat Tillman every day, but especially on Fridays, Tillman Fridays, and honoring ASU. But I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You guys know that. You can check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. Also, go to the IG, the wonderful IG, Michael.Caratino.5. Just put a dot in between first and last name, .5. And you are all good to go there. And the YouTube channel, because, guys, if you miss what's about to come up, you can go to YouTube and subscribe. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005. That's the YouTube page. You want to go there and subscribe because you do not want to miss this interview. Newly minted first-team defender and always been a great friend of the program. Always takes time to talk to me, so I greatly appreciate it. Being a Sun Devil, I'm covering this team. But Keith Abney II joining me, the newly – oh, wait, hold on. There we go. What's up, Keith? How you doing, man?
What's up? I'm doing good. Thank you.
I'm sorry the studio was acting like it was constructed by that school down south, man. I had to reset everything, and it took a minute. So again, I apologize, but I definitely appreciate your patience and, of course, you jumping back onto Pitchfork Lunch.
Yes, sir. Of course. Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Hey, so first, before we start about the obviously being selected to the first team Big 12 defense, which is a phenomenal honor. Last time we talked, your mom was getting her PhD. So how did that go, and how did that celebration go, and how's everything going with that?
It was good. Everything went good. We had went to Virginia for a couple of days for watch her walk the age and stuff like that. It was great. Everything going good. I appreciate you for asking.
No, that's anybody getting a PhD. I mean, everybody always kids around like, and not an honorary run, an honorary one. Pardon me. Say that 10 times fast, right? I always crack up when people say, "Oh, I got a doctorate," and then you see somebody got an honorary one. I'm like, man, you didn't do the work those people did. Come on now. But no, that's awesome. So I'm glad that worked out. But man, look, like I said, congrats obviously on being named all Big 12 first team defense. I mean, your growth all year, you talked about it. I mean, this year was almost like, maybe not to the extent, but it was like 2 years ago with the injuries. And I know Coach Dillingham talked about it. The biggest difference was the depth. And I'm saying that to you because and I've talked to you about this, but the young corners that you've worked with, and I mean, we saw a guy like, obviously, Rodney Bimmage come in. I saw Joseph Smith in practice, the way he's growing. I mean, you're a first teamer for what you did on the field, but man, I got to think the guys you work with got to love the knowledge you drop on them. How was it working with those guys this year?
It was good, working with guys like Joe and Rodney, just, trying to give them some game. Just, being in their position, being younger guys, just so it's good with them, seeing them, having a good mindset, coming to work every day. So that, just the future is bright for them. So I'm just glad that I can, be able to give them game if they need it or anything they want to ask. I can, help them out for sure. So definitely a great feeling.
Yeah, that's again, I get it's all about football. Obviously, you want to get the reps. You want to be out there playing. And I mean, I know Coach Dillingham and Coach Ward. I mean, Coach Dillingham is never bashful about, speaking of doctorates, but mentioned that you guys are, in the Barrett Honors College and, smart players, good people. Well, you have a season like this. I mean, again, it's an awesome season. I mean, people say, wow, an 8-win season. And, you were there for the doldrums, the 3-9. I get that. But when you have a season like this, where, again, it is a challenge, the injuries, how much does something like Camp T help bring the team together and just even come together more in a season like this where, yeah, you guys did have some ups and downs, but still had a hell of a season?
I say, just, being able to, respond to success and respond to failure. Just, Coach Dilly been preaching that, all season, all year, just being able to respond to success and failure. So I feel like, and then Camp T, everybody, I feel like that's a time where a lot of guys, we all bond and stuff like that. We up there having good team bonding. So I think it makes it easy when, guys go down and then, other guys are coming in playing because you already trust them. You already got that chemistry. It's not like just a random person coming in playing that, that you don't really know or that you don't really, talk to or have chemistry with. I feel like with everybody being so close-knit and tight bonded, it just makes it easier for, a player that wasn't playing to come in and start playing.
All right, so when you look at this season, I mean, you had some unbelievable plays. I think you had what, one sack or two? You had one sack this year, right?
One sack, yeah.
One sack. See, and hey, I know we always kid it around, but like I said, every now and again, and I appreciate that. Coaches aren't, obviously, festering advice from me, but I put the honey in, Coach Ward's ear that maybe, Keith Abney should blitz a little bit more because you come up with those big sacks, but I mean, just. When you're playing in a defense like this, and I know I kind of asked you last year about, how exciting the depth was, but to see it come to fruition, I mean, how much fun is it when you're just out there playing defense, when you can just, like Coach Ward says, I mean, he has vets, he can give you plays, and I know you talked about it throughout the year and just react, but man, you had some guys, I mean, in front of you, next to you that are just making some crazy plays, but how much fun was it to play in this defense?
It's real fun just being able to play in the defense because there's so many, I feel like there's so many. Coach Ward kind of puts us in a position to make so many different types of plays. Like you can catch a pitch, you could break up a pass, you could be on a corner blitz, you could be in a run fit, hitting the running back. So it's fun being in this defense. I feel like it just allows me to fly around and stuff like that, and it allows me to show a lot of versatility.
Now, when you look at, I mean, okay, and again, I know not everything's rainbows and unicorns, and I gave them their respect, but obviously last year, the Territorial Cup game, we go down there and put it on them. This year, I mean, it was kind of, both teams trying to figure out, I guess the best way and you can describe it better probably, but I related it after the game, Keith, when I was talking about here on the show that like both teams were really doing a good job to just try to get out of their own way. I mean, you guys go 3 and out. They drive. They turn the ball over. They miss a field goal. You guys go 3 and out. It's just like things aren't really clicking for either team. But when you're playing, when you're playing in a rivalry game like that, and you have experience, what's the challenge when the game's going like that? And also, is it tougher pregame to not get too pumped and have that adrenaline way too high? Because I know you don't want to obviously have it way too high and then just kind of come down and be like, oh, okay, I got to get back up now.
Yeah, I'll say the challenge is just like you kind of hit the nail on the hammer with it. Just just trying to stay out your own way, limit those self-inflicted wounds. I feel like in rivalry games with the environment of the crowd, the energy of the thrill of the game, it's easier to most of the time you're gonna be hurting yourself in those games, but I feel like the main thing is trying to, get out your own way and just play football, play your brand of football, just like treat it like a regular game almost.
No, I mean, absolutely. And again, anybody that's part of it, I know, and Coach Dillingham did say it best post game. Like, it does suck because you would sign up for, where this team was 2 years ago to everything that's happened the last 2 years, but not, losing to the team down south is nothing anybody wants to sign up for. But you guys, like I said, I mean, it's a hell of a season. And I mean, think about that. When you came in, and obviously you're part of the group that was just grinding away to turn this around. I mean, to literally bring the electricity back. But to think about how, 3-9, and then you could finish with 20 wins in 2 seasons, depending on the bowl game. I mean, does that still kind of like hit you like
crazy?
Like, I mean, how does that hit you when you hear that? Like, going from 3-9 to 20 wins in 2 seasons.
It's honestly crazy. Just shows how far the program has came, and how it just shows the work that the team had put in. I feel like it shows like the culture, how it's shifted from the first year to now. I feel like it shows a lot of things, and it's a great feeling just knowing, like you said, in position to possibly win 20 games in 2 years. That's probably something that hasn't been done here in a long time. So, it's a great feeling. It shows that the culture is going in the right place. It's going up. Like it's trending up. We're not getting worse. We're not 3-9 like the first year. We're trending up. We're having winning seasons with, obviously we probably didn't get the result we wanted to get, playing in the Big 12 championship again. But it's still, you got to look at it on the bright side of things. We still, 3-9 to what, like 10-2 last year and 8-4 this year. I mean, it's not what we wanted ideally, but it's trending upward for sure.
Oh, 100%. And, I know we kind of talked about it last year, but now fast forward another year, it's been absolutely huge. The electricity on campus. I mean, you guys won, obviously, the Big 12 last year. Volleyball won it last year. Volleyball repeats this year. Swimming kind of took from your guys' football and volleyball cue. Both the men and the women win the Big 12 in their first year in it. And now you fast forward, coming back this fall, could you just feel it even more electric, like on campus, and just the excitement, not just for football, which should be there, but just for every sport and the tight-knit community that you athletes have built?
Definitely, man. You can definitely feel the culture shift and just the electricity. The electricity, everybody it's electric, man. Guys are excited to talk about the sports, not just football. I went to a volleyball game like a couple of weeks ago. I think they played Texas Tech. And it was a big crowd. Like, it just shows the energy of it, man. It's great. It's great for ASU and the athletic program at ASU for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, and they won. I was there last night. They won their first round. They get to they're hosting they're part of the bracket on the NCAA tournament. So they beat Coppin State in 3. They have Utah State tonight, who beat Tennessee and sent the 7 seed home. So they know anybody can win. But yeah, it's just, like I said, you guys again. I know for alum and like athletics, it's just it's buzzing every game. Like, even when I went to soccer games, and now like with men's hoops starting off pretty well and women's hoops, I mean, undefeated, it's like I said, you guys definitely deserve. I know fall sports, obviously you guys fall on the calendar first, but you deserve that, because you guys, man, that electricity you brought is great. But speaking of electricity, man, so I mean, you got obviously a bowl game coming up, and that's huge. But I mean, what's and again, I'm not saying I know I'm not going to say it's just you and me tell your decision, because people keep asking me, is he going to, what's he doing? But no, I mean, what's your timeline look like, and just what do the next steps look like for you, Keith?
The next step for me is just talking to my family, talking to coaches, talking to, just praying about my situation, just being grateful to be in a situation, because I feel like it's very blessed and, thankful for it. I'll say for me, trying to just don't rush the decision, but also you kind of got like a little timeline. So obviously, but just just trying to make the best decision for myself and for my family and me. So I'm just gonna within the next couple of weeks, you'll probably see something here and there. Probably, you never know. So
hey,
I don't know.
Like I said, either way, like I know, and everybody, and again, and I get it, because I always crack up when, and I think I've told you this before, like when people ask certain questions, I'm like, you're really not trying to get an answer. Like you're trying to like either get them or like they're gonna do their thing. But no, that's awesome, because and again, to have those options, and you worked hard for it. And I know when when do you graduate?
I will be graduating next summer.
Oh, next. Okay. Yeah. Cause I mean, I know what the honors college, believe me, it's not like it's a drive-through window, as I like to say to people. I go regular college. I go, it's not really a drive-through window, but you're in the honors college. Like, you're doing your work. So, okay. So that's cool. All right. So I got to ask you this. You obviously you see the selections, first team, second team, honorable mention, and everybody's going to go to bat for their guys. And I looked at the list. And I thought there's some. I thought maybe one or two guys from your defense got left off this list, man. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I feel like it was a handful of guys that, we got guys that didn't make honorable mention that should have made honorable mention. You got guys that was honorable mention that probably should have been third team or second team. You got guys that were second team that I think should have been first team. But, I feel like I agree with you. Some people definitely were left off, but I mean, it's not nothing. It's not like we're judging, so
and the question always is, and mostly people, say this about more so all-star games and stuff like that. Like, okay, well, who you taking off? Again, that's the other issue, because I look at that list, I'm like, yeah, you look at I see the O line and I see Utah with two dudes there. I'm like, yeah, Utah probably feels their whole offensive line should have been there, but no, man, and yeah, it's just awesome. So what so obviously, give my Pitchfork Lunch viewers here, like, and obviously I know you guys would rather be playing in the Big 12 championship game, but for Texas Tech and BYU, man, what are they feeling right now?
What are they feeling? Like, what are you saying? Like, who are
just getting ready for the game as obviously the game's tomorrow, but I mean, they did their prep, and yeah, it's it's here. So you everybody always says, either you're ready or you're not. I mean, you can't stay up all night cramming, but so I mean, what actually, cancel that. What can we expect to see? Because I mean, obviously, you played Tech this year, beat them, gave them their only loss in conference, and I know obviously last year playing BYU, but just what can we expect to see from both these teams? I mean, obviously you've known them a little bit more than most.
I'll say with Tech just gonna be Tech. I feel like they're gonna do what they do. They're explosive team, a great team. One of the most. I think if Tech gets into the playoffs, if they end up winning the Big 12 championship, I don't think they will lose their first round of playoffs. I think they're gonna make a playoff run. And with BYU, I think they hungry. I think BYU hungry, because I know last year they felt like they should have gotten the Big 12 championship. So I know they felt like they should have been in the situation last year. They're gonna go out there and give it their all. And they lost to Tech already. It's hard to beat a team twice. I'm not saying who's gonna win, who I think is gonna win, but I know BYU gonna go out there and put the dog fight for sure. They're gonna go out there and play. But game either way. Those two good teams, they won. They handled their business here, so they deserve to be in that game. It's gonna be a great game. I really can't wait to watch it for real.
Oh, absolutely. No, and see, that's why I said, I knew I'm not going to ask you who's going to win. I don't want them to be like, oh, Sun Devil DB picks on whoever. No, I mean, because somebody would hold on to that, which is ridiculous. But which anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So, what did you think of? I mean, obviously, and Coach talked about it, but you're on defense and you're challenging those guys, and I know. I mean, Jordan and Malik said all year long, going against you, going against Keith. Shimon said, like, Jordan Kirk does not want to lose a rep. Like, he doesn't care who's coming at him. He's not losing the rep. But how much, like, when you guys battle like that, and I mean, obviously, I know as the season goes on, you don't need to keep hitting each other as much because you're hitting other teams. But, man, how much did this offense help you grow? And how did you see – and also, how did you see Jeff Sims grow?
I'll say, like, just battling. I'm gonna answer your first question first. Just battling with the offense every day. Like, when Sam was healthy, it was great. Just knowing that, like, JT and Sam, they got some of the chemistry like you're gonna see in college football. So that was good for me going against that every day. And then going against guys like Malik, a big guy that can he can move, can run fast, and still move like he's smaller. Going against them, it was great. And then when you got Sam, it was amazing just seeing him come to work every day, not complaining, not moping, and then just, seeking his opportunity to get it. I feel like You know, we went on a little win streak at the end of the season. So, you know, I think Jeff did a great job just handling his situation at the end of the year. I'm very proud of Jeff. Just, you know, I think he did a great good job, and his growth was crazy. Just to see him stepping into that leadership role. When Sam went down, Jeff stepping into that leadership role, it was great to see.
No, I mean, and again, it's and everybody understands. I mean, it is next man up, but it's always just it is different. Everybody's at a different, you know, road in their development and their obviously experience. You play, the more experience you're going to get. But yeah, I got to say, it was fun to watch those battles, and I even had a few people from other schools, because, you know, when I say it, and I'm just talking to, you know, I'm talking to fans or I'm talking to other reporters, that there's a few times this year that, I mean, you're on one side and I mean Javen's on the other side, and they felt that and I mean, I didn't obviously disagree with them, that you guys were the best corner tandem in the league, and I don't know which game it was exactly. And one said that, you know, he thought that you easily top five, and he said easily, but we were talking a little circle. He said easily top five in the country. I mean, look, I know you obviously believe in your talent. People saw it showcased, but I mean, when you hear, I mean, compliments like that and saying, hey, like, it's not just one. That's like probably the best tandem, could be the best tandem in the conference, top five in the country. Man, when you hear that stuff, I mean, it's just kind of like, it's still a little, not that you're shocked because you're doing it, but just shocking that people are realizing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's shock, because that's kind of like what, like, me and Javen, we obviously talk about stuff like that. It's just something that we work for, like during the off season. One of my main goals, like, okay, I'm gonna like backtrack a little bit, like Big 12 shit. Like when first team Big 12 all conference, that was one of my goals last year as well. But I feel like last year I kind of was like just focused on that. Like, I want to be Big 12. I want to be Big 12. I want to be Big 12 for first team. But like this year, like, obviously, that was one of my goals, but I really wasn't focused on that. I was just focused on the team. So I feel like that kind of just plays into the factor of me and Javen. Just, you know, we just going out there just playing ball, trying to, you know, do our job, do our 111. I feel like all the praise that people, you know, give us some credit. That's kind of what we work for, and it's good to get that at the end of the day. But I feel like it makes it way easier where you're not totally focused on that. And it is just knowing that if you put in the work and, you know, just trust the process, I feel like all that stuff will come.
Right, because you're making play, like you said, you're putting in the work and you're making plays. But then if you start seeing things or talking about somebody else doing this or that, you're like, how are they putting them ahead of me? It's like, you don't need to worry about that. You keep, because last year, like I said, it was funny. We talked about this when I think it was Cincinnati. You had an interception, and I was talking to CJ after you guys got back from Cincinnati, and he's like, I go, do you keep encouraging teams to, or why are teams keep throwing at Keith? And he goes, I just let them keep throwing at him, please. Let that makes my job a lot easier. I'll get there if I know they're going to throw it. Let them throw at him really fast. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, and when Coach talks about being a family too, because I know like Jordan Tyson, I mean, talked a lot about it, you know, this year, obviously, you know, with, you know, being part of the Tillman leadership group, but also just, you know, like you said, like, you know, his belief and, you know, the search that said, you know, Jesus won. And, you know, CJ talked about, you know, giving a lot of guys shout out, because I know he was like leading Bible study and stuff like that. When, you know, and you said, because to your point of like not thinking about it, and, you know, yeah, you're focusing on what you're doing, but, you know, he said, Jordan just said it helped him deal with things, you know, a whole lot. Not that he wanted to be hurt or be out, but just deal with things and, you know, shouting out, you know, his teammates, and, you know, you can go like going up against you. When you hear that from other teammates, man, what does that do for the team just in general? How does it make you feel?
It makes you feel good, like, you know, to touch on like the Jesus One shirts, just like, I feel like little things like that. It just shows the togetherness of this team, how we, not even just on the field, like off the field, we go on a Bible study, guys going to church together, guys, you know, just, you know, fellowshipping together it's just amazing. It just shows like the connection and the bond that we have is just deep. It's deeper than just football with this team. So I feel like that's one of the main things that I love about this place. Is everything here, I feel like it's deeper than football. It's deeper than just, you know, in between the white line. I feel like we all have a bond off the field that just makes it special.
No, it's awesome. And I was teasing Jordan. I'm like, so I'm like, you and Miles are good, right? Because I know every now and then they'll get a little and they're both competitors. And you play next to Miles, you play next to Ghost, it. But I go, you guys are good. He's like, oh, he goes, yeah, it's fine. I just got to let him know sometimes, and he feels he has to let me know. But no, I mean, it's good to see that fire. And it is competition. It's brotherly love. And coach had mentioned it after practice one day. He's like, yeah, Miles and Tyson having a little something to say to each other. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what it is. You need a little bit of that, man. You need a little bit of that. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's funny when every now and then, and I'll hear it, and it's being at practice, and not saying who somebody's like, oh, like you were defending, like, oh, that's interference, or like, oh, I would have caught that. And you just kind of look at them and smile. You give them the smile, like, okay, sure you wouldn't have.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
No. All right, so I mean, like I said, bowl game, everything. What is I mean, either way you make your decision. I know you'll be obviously working out, doing things, and excited to see where you guys are obviously going to go for a bowl game. And yeah, man, get that 20. It's just crazy. Like I said, coach is right, because every time I say it, I just kind of pinch myself. Get that 20th win, man.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. Let's get that 20th win.
Well, hey, I'm sure obviously for prep and everything, I know I'll see you. But man, again, apologies about my studio acting like it was built in Tucson, because it wasn't. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But hey, man, thanks for jumping in. And again, congrats on, the well-deserved but the well-earned first team Big 12, my friend. Thanks for jumping on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. There he is. Oh, that's great. Keith Abney the second, man. Absolutely. Again, had a great year. The interceptions. He did get the 1 sack. I do lobby for more. Like I told you, I lobby for Clayton Smith to get, catches. To get catches on, trick plays, and he or the red zone package. We'll see what he does. Clayton Smith, again, someone I thought, I don't know, definitely honorable mention. I mean, Prince Dorba got honorable mention, and we'll talk about that, man. Prince Dorba was a honorable mention in the Big 12. So was I want to say Shimon Mateer. I get it, man. Tight ends, receiving yards mix up, but again, and look, who you taking off, I get it, but I think you can justifiably at the tight ends position. But hey, you know what? It is a phenomenal year. The fact that we're talking about this and 20 wins in 2 seasons in the Sun Devil neighborhood, absolutely phenomenal. So again, Keith Abney II, forks up to him for joining on a little speed bump we have. We are going to step aside. When we get back, we're going to talk about volleyball and their first round just domination of Coppin State. The first round domination of Coppin State, and Tennessee's number 7 loss, opening up to Utah State, who the Devils have tonight. So again, Keith Abney II. If you missed him, again, you can go to YouTube. You'll be able to subscribe to the channel. It's at MS Michael V as in Victory Season Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube. Subscribe away. You'll be able to catch him there, and you can see the interview there. So again, that is absolutely awesome. Love the fact that he always takes time to jump on, and the fact that we're running a few minutes late. Don't like to ever keep anybody waiting. They can keep me waiting. I don't care. But I'm a Sun Devil. You know that. So anyway, we're going to step aside, and more Pitchfork Lunch will be coming right up. Yeah, that's how we welcome you back with the phenomenal women's volleyball team as they, yes, they close out Utah State in 3 sets to none. They definitely made it a little bit. Um, they definitely made it a little bit easy on themselves as Tennessee did lose to Utah State, guys. And man, I am telling you, oh, it was Tennessee's the number 7 seed, and they lost to an at-large Utah State who won the WAC. Um, and but they had played a lot of in non-conference play. Um, the Devils are now 27-3, by the way, with that win. But yeah, Tennessee lost to Utah State, but the Devils, I mean, they take it in 3. And when you look at the box score, I mean, it was 25, 25-11, 25-14, and 25-12. Again, Coppin State, just the amount of options and the Devils had and their depth, I mean, showed off last night. When you look at the and again spreading out, but the kills. I mean, when we look at the kills, let's see. Noemi Glover had 14. Bailey Miller had 6. And Coach talked about postgame, and I put it up last night that maybe she was pressing a little bit, but yeah, Bailey Miller had 6. Colby Neal had 5. Tatum Parrott had 5. Kyla Presley had 4. Zoe Burgess got into the match and had 3 kills. Very awesome. Ella Lamagora, a friend of the program, had 2 kills. And I think she had... she had 2 blocks, or 8 blocks. Well, I mean, she had 2 solos. But nonetheless, I mean, you look at that, and yeah. But Stella Zodica got in the game as well too. Assist wise, Sydney Henry had 21. Bryn Colville had 14. Bryn Colville probably had, and there was some sick defensive plays, but ball gets popped up, headed towards off the court, towards the Sun Devil bench. She flies over and puts enough, again, knows what she has to put on it, hits it overhead, cross court, and then the Devils are able to get it over. And then she comes back and gets, obviously being a setter, but she comes back and gets the set, and they get the point. But, man, just the rundown and the defensive plays there. I mean, Utah State, by the way, they made a ton of those against Tennessee. I mean, they took Tennessee. It took 5, but Utah State won the first 2, and then Tennessee came back and charged one sets 3 and 4, and then the Devils won the 5th set. Or the Devils going to go to 5. Devils won 3rd set, but then Utah State won the 5th set, and so that's who the Devils have. But yeah, I mean, you look at let's see, Digwise, Faith Frame, of course, had 12. Bailey Miller had 9. Again, 1st and 2nd in the regular season, 1st and 2nd on the in the game yesterday. But Miller had 9. Sydney Henry had 6. Tatum Parrott had 5. Jillian Neal had 4. Glover had 3. Presley had 3. Salazotica had 2. Bryn Colville had 2. Ella Lamagora had 2. So, yeah, I mean, again, Coach talks about it. I know I've mentioned it a zillion times, but still, guys, it is just absolutely phenomenal to watch. And Jillian Neal, the Swiss Army knife, just showing like, yeah, she'll come in, she'll deliver those serves, be in the back row, get the digs. It is just again absolutely awesome. Um, but yeah, the bracket, there was some upsets by the way, guys, or some surprises, I should say. Maybe upsets too, but well, yeah, Tennessee. I mean, they'll call that an upset. Um, So let's see. Starting with ASU, yeah, Kentucky beat Wofford in 3. It wasn't much of a challenge. UCLA beat Georgia Tech, but it took 5. So now Kentucky and UCLA. What did I tell you, Pitchfork Lunchers? If this matchup did happen, well, any matchup against Kentucky, I'd be rooting for the other team. Um, but I am rooting for UCLA because UCLA wins and ASU wins. ASU gets to stay home again for the round of 16. So yeah, I think that yeah, they get to stay home for the third round. Um, and that would be awesome. So yeah, in that bracket, Kentucky won, beat UCLA. Um, Cal Poly is the one with the upset. BYU, Big 12 team, was a 5 seed, and Cal Poly beat them in 5. Southern Cal held on though to beat Princeton, so they they are up next. So two California schools battling there, but yeah, and then Creighton played Northern Colorado, but it took 5 for the third seed Creighton to do it. So um, they won in 5, and then the 6th seed, the University of Northern Iowa, who ASU beat the first game of the season. Yeah, a little bit of a different team. I'm sure, obviously making adjustments, improvements, but they beat Utah in 5. So now they will take on number 3. Creighton will take on number 6 Northern Iowa, and then, like I said, Utah State, the at-large from the WAC, who again has an insane win streak going. By the way, too, very insane win streak. And they beat Tennessee, like I said, in 5. So it was 25-19 Utah Tech, then 25-15, and then Tennessee after the little break, whatever coach said worked because they took a third set 25-20, and then 25-18 in the fourth. Utah State got out to, it was a coin flip, and their coach said it was a coin flip. Utah State got out to a little bit of a quicker start, and they were able to hold on, and they win 15-11. And then the Devils, like I said, they cruised 1-3. So the Devils and Utah State tonight, 6 p.m. in Tempe. And yeah, in Tempe. So, and Creighton's playing at home against Northern Iowa. As they hosted, and then USC, they were the 4 seed anyway. BYU's a 5, so they had traveled to Southern California, but USC hosting, and then, like I said, UCLA is at Kentucky, overall number 1 seed. So that is ASU's part of the bracket. Some other scores yesterday: Wisconsin cruised the 3 seed cruise past Eastern Illinois in 3. North Carolina, who is an at-large, beat 6 seeded UTEP in 4. Indiana beat Toledo in 3. Colorado swept American very quickly in 3. So Colorado will be taking on Indiana next, Big 12 team there, obviously. And then on the other side, Miami beat Tulsa in 4, 5-seeded Miami, and then 4-seeded Kansas, who we know a little bit about. They swept High Point in 3. And let's see. Oh, Baylor, the other Big 12 team that won, they beat Arkansas State. Took them 5, but nonetheless they won. And then they are, because Baylor was a 6 seed, they will take on number 3 seed Purdue, who beat Wright State in 3 there. So a lot more games tonight. And then there will be games tomorrow as well. The overall number 1 seed Nebraska, they start tonight. And LIU, well, wish you luck there in Huskerville, because it is going to be very, very tough. So, but hey, I'm going to step aside real quick when we get back, though. When I get back, I'm going to talk a little bit. Obviously, hockey's off, but wrap up volleyball. Talk a little more matchup tonight, and also women's hoops as they have a game tonight and tomorrow. They're playing at Mullet Arena because of the volleyball tournament. They're playing tonight and tomorrow night. So we'll wrap up with women's hoops and a little more. Oh, obviously football honors too. Like I said, Keith got first team All Big 12 defensive back, well earned, well deserved. And like I said, I'll mention the other ones because I know Prince and Shimon, Raleek Brown, offensively was in there too. Jordan Tyson, first team, which again, most definitely go from there. So yes, we'll wrap it up with that. But yeah, step aside real quick and wrap up Pitchfork Lunch on the other side. There we are. Welcome back to Pitchfork Lunch, my peeps. I am Michael Caratino at Diablos00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you guys well know. Check us out live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG at michael.caratinudo.5. You can do it there too. And guys, like I said off the top, the YouTube channel, go to YouTube. You know how to get there. You see my name, Michael Caratinudo. But the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005. And guys, subscribe away, man, because again, you need to subscribe away because you miss Big 12 first teamer Keith Abney Jr. Yes, you did miss that. Yeah, it was great to see Molly Miller. Speaking of women's hoops, by the way, it's great to see Molly Miller out at the game last night. Um, but yeah, the she was out there. They put a little video together. The team put a video together, but Coach Miller out there and again supporting the volleyball team. They head to the Sweet 16, guys. They won this. They're in the Sweet 16. Like, and I'm going to put up ticket information for you too, because the phenomenal athletic director Graham Rossini put it up, and I'm going to put ticket information up for you just in case you don't already have your tickets. I know it was good attendance last night, but come on, guys, you can do better. It's a tournament team, and again, I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money, but they've made it price point to where, I mean, it's a tournament. So again, there are certain limitations, but you can push it. So anyway, we'll leave that for the end of the show. But I wanted to say, so the first team all defense in the Big 12, defensive line, Malachi Lawrence from UCF, and then this isn't really a surprise. The Texas Tech trio, David Bailey, Romello Height, and Lee Hunter. Now, yes, we did see them in Tempe, and people can say, well, hey, we beat them. We did a pretty good job. Again, it's one game, a body of work, and not that they – and again, it's not like those three all had bad games against us, against ASU either. So really kind of no surprise there. And then John Henry Daly, no surprise there from Utah. And then linebackers, you have Jack Kelly from BYU, very solid year. Jake Goldday from Cincinnati. I mean, I saw a little Cincy, but okay. And then you have Caleb Alarms Orr from TCU and Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. Linebacker wise, my question is, and I know he's I think honorable mention. We'll see, but yeah, that's I don't see Jordan Crook there or Keyshawn Elliott. I mean, either one. Again, you can say splitting hairs, taking votes away from each other, but guys, that's just me. All right, but then we get to the DBs, Dalton Johnson and Traden Stukes and I will say, because they made first team from Arizona, and their secondary all year long. Again, watching them, and there's some games that mistake the BYU game. I mean, they're one win away. And think about it, they're one win away. If they had beaten BYU, they actually might be playing in the Big 12 championship game. I don't know about tiebreakers and stuff like that either way, but yeah. And then also, Dalton Johnson, Traden Stukes, and then Tanner Wall from BYU, and then Keith Abney II and Bryce Pollock from Texas Tech. But Keith Abney, yeah. And again, Javen Robinson. You could say, well, what about, they had to, you're going to put really two from Arizona. Well, if they're the four best, then absolutely. And Javen Robinson, I'm just kind of saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. And then when we look at the all Big 12 first team offense, Jordan Tyson and I didn't get that. Yeah, so Jordan Tyson and Raleek Brown. Yeah, Jordan Tyson and Raleek Brown, both first team all Big 12. Again, Raleek Brown pretty much led the Big 12 in rushing. Top two, top three all season. So again, that's not a surprise. Over 1,000 yards again for another awesome back leg for Leak for Coach Iguano. And then, Jordan Tyson, I mean, yes, did miss time, but dude on the field, obviously, we saw sooner or later he would torch a defense, and that is awesome. And then, obviously, Keith Adams. So those were the first teamers. And then for the second team, though, this is what gets me. We have both Sun Devil linebackers, Keyshawn Elliott and Jordan Crook, both on the second team. I'm just saying, guys, you watch the games, you see what they do. Call me a homer, but I'm definitely saying that one of them is first team, and I'm not just saying pick one. I mean, I think slightly, teensy, maybe Jordan Crook, but I don't know. Keyshawn, I'd say Keyshawn Elliott is first team, Jordan Crook second team, but the fact they're both second team, again, that's a phenomenal honor. So when I say this, believe me, I am not like those all-star shows like I'm saying to Keith, like, who you taking off. I am not slighting that, but and it's not just, second team, yeah. And then also big shout out to Maxi Onachor, the right tackle. Just, man, senior who just grew and grew and grew, and man, him and Kyle Scott on that right side of the offensive line, maybe have some issues to center and to the left, but not issues, injuries. But injuries are issues, right? Center and to the left. But, Ionichor was all second team, which was great to see. And then the third team, Justin Watley, third team. And, the season he had, how he came on, absolutely awesome. Loved how he came on. And just his energy and everything. And then Prince Dorba, again, can see well-deserved. And then Ghost Rouser on the third team as well. Okay. And then we have the honorable mentions, which were Shimon Mateer, which, like I told you guys, that one. And then Derek Eusebio, so stoked for him. A former walk-on, guys. And comes to 13 or honorable mention all Big 12, and Jesus Gomez is a kicker. So the offensive player of the year, by the way, let's go to this. Offensive player of the year was L.J. Martin, the running back from BYU, who, this kid, and we didn't play BYU this year, but L.J. Martin was with a freshman quarterback, and where they're at now, just blew up. So not a surprise. The defensive player of the year, Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech. Again, the year he had to as well. Again, saw him play live. Also watched Texas Tech quite a few times this year. Yeah. He is the defensive player of the year. The offensive newcomer of the year, really no surprise, Devin Dampier, the quarterback from Utah. What he did, yes, he can run the ball a lot. Their comeback against Kansas State, which, and then obviously we saw what happened. He was able to run against ASU, create that +1, but just get in the open field, avoid defenders. He was the offensive newcomer. The defensive newcomer of the year was David Bailey, the defensive end from Texas Tech. I could see that. The offensive freshman of the year, Bear Backmeyer, who, again, the quarterback from BYU, which makes a little bit of easier selection when your team, again, has the offensive player of the year. But don't get me wrong. I said this earlier. Backmeyer, guys, when I was talking about BYU, this kid made some throws. Ask Arizona. They had them beat, and then they lose to him in double overtime. Defensive freshman of the year, Wendell Gregory, the linebacker from Oklahoma State. Well, that's a shining moment for Oklahoma State because not much else was on the field this year, which is a bummer. for the Cowboys. Special Teams Player of the Year, Palmer Williams, a punter from Baylor. Huh. All right. Offensive Lineman of the Year, Spencer Fano. Yeah, from Utah, guys. No surprise there. They had about 3 guys that, I'm sure took votes from each other, but were 1, 2, and 3. Defensive Lineman of the Year, David Bailey, the defensive end from Texas Tech, who was also the Defensive Newcomer of the Year. So, yeah, Bailey had a hell of a year. Scholar Athlete of the Year, Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback from Baylor. And then the Chuck Ninus Big 12 Coach of the Year went to Kalani Satake, no surprise, of BYU. Let's see. So yeah, all Big 12 first team, by the way. So offense, this is offense. Noah Fafita, first team quarterback from, yes, Arizona, the redshirt junior. I mean, he can come back, but I'd be surprised if he did. I don't see how a team doesn't draft him, but again, everybody's got their things. Running back, Raleek Brown, Arizona State junior. That's right. From Lancaster, Texas, but he was first team running back. Another running back, LJ Martin, no surprise, from BYU. He's a junior. Wide receivers, Jordan Tyson, the redshirt junior from Allen, Texas, and started at Colorado. And Jordan Tyson. So Raleek and Jordan, awesome. Another wide receiver, Josh Cameron from Baylor. Amari Thomas from Houston as a junior. And then Eric McAllister of TCU. He had an okay game. I mean, he didn't have a great game against ASU. You remember that? That was the Friday game. They did a pretty good job on McAllister, I want to say. I'd have to go back and look. But anyway, the tight end flex position, Michael Trigg from Baylor, redshirt senior, and Tanner Koziel from Houston. Now, oh, okay. I mean, look, I saw Michael Trigg again when ASU played him on the road. Watching that game again, Baylor. I get it's a tight end flex, but man, no disrespect to Michael or Tanner, but Shimon Mateer to me should be right there. I'm sorry, he may have not had the touchdowns, but I don't think there's no better blocking tight end in the league than Shimon Mateer, and he sprung dudes for touchdowns and just beat defenders up. So that's just me, but you go from that. And then the offensive line, you have Omar Igbedion, from Baylor, the senior. And then you have Bruce Mitchell from BYU, Sam Hecht from K-State, Spencer Fano from Utah, Caleb Lomu from Utah, the junior and the redshirt sophomore. And Lomu is from Arizona, by the way. He went to Highland High School, kids. And they landed Utah. Coach Whittingham landed him. So, and then Stone. No shock. Utah's got 2. And like I said, they probably feel like they could have all 5. And then the place kicker, Stone Harrington from Texas Tech. And then the returner, Emmanuel Henderson Jr. from Kansas. And I did see him. I don't know if it was returned for. I don't know if that one got called back. I think he did had 2 kickoff returns for touchdown. I have to go back and look, but I did see one, but it was called back. So I have to go back and clarify that. So the first team defense, again, I already gave to you. Again, Keith Abney, bam. Palmer Williams, the punter from Baylor, and then Wes Fall from Oklahoma State, the other punter, and specialist Micah Gifford of Baylor. So, but yeah, I gave you the defense. That was the offense. So it's just kind of, Oh, second team, though, by the way, and I won't go through everybody, but yes, like I mentioned to you, Max Yanator was on the second team from ASU. the only Sun Devil there on the second team, which, again, obviously, the talent's in the conference. Again, I understand. I'm not going to be SEC homer talking to my mouth saying how that whole team deserves to be, or should be there. But yeah, Yana Chor on offense, and then defense, like I said, Jordan Crook and Keyshawn Elliott leading the linebacker core with Keaton Thomas from Baylor and Austin Romaine from K-State, who was the second teamer last year as well. But yeah, Jacob Garza from Houston and Aiden Flora from Iowa State, your specialists. 13. Offensive wise, nobody from ASU. The team down south, Arizona, had Chris Hudson, the receiver, who, again, yeah, he had a hell of a season. Defensively, Prince Dorba and Justin Watley. So the defensive line represented there by both Dorba and Watley on the third team. And then Miles Rouser, like I said, representing the secondary. So that's, in the honorable mentions, like I said, Eusebio, Yana Shore, Jesus Gomez, Shimon Mateer. Oh, no, this is all honorable mention. Why would Jordan Tyson? I'm confused. Jordan Tyson wasn't the offensive player of the year. Okay. Well, anyway, that's fine. You get what I'm saying. So that's where they were. But hey, so I want to get this picture up real quick. So you guys, again, let's get out to volleyball tonight, guys. 6 p.m. Yeah, here it is. Bam! Look at that. Oh, hopefully it comes up. There we go. See, look at that. You can see where to get tickets. It's right here. I'm circling it for you. But look, again, shout out to Grammaccini, phenomenal AD. Again, programs are just rocking the electricity. You heard Keith Abney talk about it. They can advance to the Sweet 16, like he says, with the win tonight, like I said to you. And yes, the home crowd's having a big difference. 6 p.m. And you can go check it out. But look, Sun Devil Ticks, sundevils.com/sundevil-volleyball. So, guys, get no reason not to get on out there this evening at 6 p.m. So, in any case, get on out there. Don't forget. And let's rock DFA and Utah State. They are all over the court. They play defense. They play defense, and they have no player. They have no player, by the way, taller than 6'2". Yeah, they have no player taller than 6'2". And you're like, okay, well, maybe they don't. No. It's funny because when you look at their printed roster, all the tallest players are listed at 6'2". Yeah, they're taller than, some of them are taller than 6'2". They're not shorter than 6'2". They're at least 6'2". It was pretty funny. We were having a good time with that last night. But anyway, guys, you see how to get tickets, guys. Get your tickets. And yeah, you can enjoy, again, some phenomenal Sun Devil volleyball. Like when I talk about plays, I think I have. I don't know if I downloaded it. But let's see. Let's see. I think I have a play as to where. Oh, no. Yeah, let's look at this one. I think it's Bloomfield. There's one, and I want to end it on this. I'm pretty sure well, yeah, I may have not. I know I shot it, but that was Tennessee, so. Hold on, I think. Oh yeah, that's we didn't look at this one because I don't have the one. I didn't. But look, this is played on so. Right there, guys. Again, you can be there for that. I showed you how to get tickets. So I'm going to get out of here. Again, it has been a phenomenal week. Again, forks up to Keith Abney, the second, jumping in today. Friend of the show, obviously, first team All Big 12 DB. Well earned, well deserved. I mean, you look at, I don't think I mentioned it. On the season, I want to say we had the one sack. He did that one sack. I want to say, though, he had 4 interceptions. Well, him and Martell Hughes had 2 each, so he had 2 interceptions. Though he did have 2 interceptions, and on the season, and 12 breakups though, which led the secondary. Javen Robinson had 8 breakups, but I mean, again, covering dudes, they just did it. But yeah, 2 interceptions, 12 breakups, 1 fumble recovery. He forced 2 fumbles this season, and also had a sack. But just his coverage, shutting dudes down, absolutely awesome. So again, forks up to Keith Abney. Again, so glad you guys could check that out. But I'll be at DFA tonight, and tomorrow I will be at Mullet Arena, not for hockey, which would be cool. They're off, but for women's hoops. So nonetheless, have a most phenomenal rest of your Friday, or Friday, however you look at it. Don't forget, it is hashtag our state, as you know. And of course, I'm going to take you out hashtag our state because of reigning back-to-back Big 12 champs, women's volleyball around me, and in the round of 32, now about having a chance to go to the Sweet 16. It is hashtag our state. School down south, that's for you to remember. And then, yeah, you guys know it. Get to volleyball tonight. Get to women's hoops tomorrow. Check back in with me on Monday. We will have it all right here. Plus, we'll know where ASU is going bowling. Football bowl game. So we'll see championship games this weekend. Enjoy them. Not as much as we know if our Devils were playing, but again, phenomenal season. And again, 20 wins in 2 seasons, which that's how you definitely put a ironclad base on a culture. Like it is not quicksand. It's not anything. So 20 wins in 2 years, it is a possibility. So nonetheless, though, yes. So yeah, there is that. But women's hoops tomorrow night at Mullet, and volleyball though tonight 6 p.m. DFA. Get on out there. Hit me up at Diablo00 on X, or formerly known as Twitter. My IG Michael.Earthman.5, and again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's at Evans and Michael, V as in Victory, Season Champ 005, at MVC 005 on YouTube, my YouTube page. And you can listen to Keith Abney. You can listen to El Lamagora from earlier in the week. You see what I'm getting at here. You're missing a lot, but hey, that's what Pitchfork Lunch is for. I want to bring it to you. And again, shout out to the Tillman Foundation, Pat's Run, all they do. Memory of the late, great, phenomenal Pat Tillman. So we will see you Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys know it. Go Devils. And as always, Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here it goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. On the other way. Still going back. Half the track. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.